Good day, McVeigh, and happy Monday. Good morning, boys and girls. Please stand to honor our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Boys and girls, you may be seated. Okay, let's get to our birthday book. Let's see. Happy birthday today to Savannah Suarez in our kindergarten. Boys and girls, today the lunch is boneless chicken wings, boar's head turkey and cheese, grilled cheese, or bagel lunch. Okay, so today, boys and girls, in our study of Australia, we're going to actually talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow at McVeigh is our first Culture Day. Culture Day will be every month, one day that we celebrate culture. Now, you can either celebrate the culture of the continent that we are visiting and learning about, or your own. So tomorrow, we are celebrating the culture of Australia. Why? Because tomorrow, if you lived in Australia, you would celebrate Australia Day. Every year on January 26th, there's a special day in Australia, a national holiday like our 4th of July, that all of the Australians celebrate. Why? Because on January 26th, many, many years ago, that was the day that the British found Australia and began to build their homes. Now, Australians today are independent of Britain, but they still celebrate that very first day when Australia started to become the country that it is now. So, how would they celebrate? Just like us, barbecues, fireworks, picnics, things like that, because don't forget, they're in summer right now. We're in winter. When we're in our summer, they'll be in winter. Our 4th of July is in the summer. So, what culture will you be celebrating tomorrow? How will you come dressed to school? Will you look like you live in the outback in Australia? What will you look like tomorrow? Tomorrow is our first Culture Day at McVeigh. And speaking of culture, our flag for today is this one. This is the flag of Mexico. You notice it has 3 colors, green, white, and red. Now the green, right here, is for independence. And every nation likes to feel independent. The white, like we learned from some other flags, is about purity, about truth, and about living a good life that's pure. And the red is for their Spanish heritage. In the center, you'll see this eagle. And this really goes back to the Aztecs, which were the original settlers in the land we call Mexico, and the belief that this animal, or the eagle, I should say, would be where they should begin their own settlement, where they could start to make their own homes. And that's why the Mexican flag looks the way that it does. Do you have a flag you want to share? Please do. Get it to us. And speaking of flags and culture, remember this? Guess who? So we had the Russian Federation, Poland, Romania, Austria, and the clues were, each of my grandparents come from a different European country. I love to cook foods from different cultures, especially Indian, Chinese, Italian, and Mediterranean. If you said Mrs. McCready, you're right. So now we have another one for you. All right. Who could this be? Here are the clues. I love walking my dog every day after school. I enjoy going to Fire Island with my family. And teaching, writing, as well as teaching science are my favorite subjects to teach. All right, and the flags we have here are Russia and Poland. We also have some Russian nesting dolls in the center and some foods. Those are pierogies, super yummy. Who am I? Let's see if you can figure that out. All right, our Get Smart Show project today is coming to us from Madeline Mary. Now, Madeline did a report on somebody that we learned about earlier, Jane Goodall, who was that person we learned about who studied chimpanzees and had become the leading authority, or the person who knew the most about chimpanzees and their behavior in the whole world. But I'm going to share some facts that Madeline gave us that we didn't learn last time. So listen to this fact. Jane stood in a farm for 5 hours just to see a chicken lay eggs. And one more fact, listen to this one carefully. Because when she was working with others, there was too much noise, which scared the chimps, she often worked by herself and started off as early as she could in the morning. Finally, she could carry as many as 13 plates balanced on her own. What does that tell you about Jane Goodall? She waited for 5 hours for a chicken to lay eggs. She could balance 13 plates. And to be able to see the chimps when it was completely quiet, she would get up super early and go out by herself. That sounds to me like somebody who was super determined and patient. She would wait and wait and wait till that chicken laid eggs. She practiced first with 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates, 5 plates, 6 plates, all the way up to 13. That is really hard. I used to be a waitress. It is really hard to carry lots of plates. Yep, super hard. It takes practice and determination to keep trying. And the fact that she would get up early just to get out there more time to learn about chimpanzees. And that's what makes for somebody who is successful. You have to be determined. You have to keep trying, because I guarantee the plates fell. They broke. She had to glue them together and try again. That's why Jane became so good at what she was doing. And you can too. All right, and finally, our Mighty Kind moment of the day. Let's get our drum roll. Dun, dun, dun. So our Mighty Kind moment of the day is actually a sketch from Mr. Justin. Does anybody know who they are? Those are the Sneetches. And check out what he wrote. The Sneetches are sharing. First of all, that is an awesome illustration. Go, Mr. Justin. But what I love about it is how the Sneetches are looking. Now, if the Sneetches were wearing a mask, it wouldn't change the looks in their eyes. You can see that they care about each other. And that's what happens when you care, you share. And you can see in their eyes how happy they are. So, even though we wear masks during the day, you can tell how somebody's feeling by what their eyes look like. And so I see you in the hallways and in your classrooms all the time, and I can see that you're smiling even if you're wearing your mask. So sharing is caring and being kind. I want you to think about how the Sneetches look the next time and know that that's how others feel when you care and you share. Why? Because we're mighty minds. Not only that, mighty kind, mighty minds. And every day, boys and girls, it's a great day to get smart and be kind to both each other and the earth. Let's have a wonderful day.